Thanks very much for joining us today for KeyDigital's webinar series. An AV integrator walks into a bar. Sounds like a funny joke, I suppose, but this is one of our primary applications here at KeyDigital. We feel that we have a lot of knowledge to bestow upon you, and we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to invest in your knowledge, in your education. KeyDigital is going to be coming at you from a place of experience, many years in designing these sports bar applications. We've seen the evolution of sports bar restaurant over the past 15 years or so. Been involved in some very large-scale systems in the analog world and into digital HDMI eventually, and now HDMI has evolved into video over IP even, and we're going to discuss that new technology, certainly. So it's something that you'll want to make sure you're paying full attention for. So I hope you have a nice cup of coffee there with you. And the agenda for today will be to go over the content we have prepared in the slides, which should be approximately 45 minutes. And then have a question and answer session at the end of the presentation. We'll all be able to answer or to ask questions. You'll be able to do so using your GoToMeetings panel. So please do write those questions down. We want to hear them, but we've found it most successful when reserving all questions towards the end of the conversation. But don't be shy. If it's on your mind, it's on someone else's as well. Without further ado, we will begin an AV integrator walks into a bar KeyDigital webinar series. Thanks very much for joining us here. As I mentioned, KeyDigital has a wealth of experience and information to share with you as a result about bar, restaurant, sports bar, AV applications. That's due to our system design group. That's due to our full buffer technology and digital video being one of the few companies that is able to guarantee working systems with so many displays installed. That's due to the evolution of KeyDigital from a company in the analog video space to digital video space. And over 6 years ago, being a company with not only video products, but also control products and integrating with third-party devices as well in bar restaurant applications. Sure, the technology costs money, but it's all about creating a user experience, a customer experience that is second to none, so that the customers have a reason to leave their home where they do have high-definition displays and come watch the sporting event at a bar restaurant, or come take in an atmosphere at a bar restaurant where those displays aren't only used for sports, but can be used for digital signage as well, can be used with DJ equipment, can be used as a digital format for menu boards, where you can have distributed video systems with your video source devices such as cable satellite boxes, Apple TV that enables AirPlay, or just viewing of other content from Mac Minis and creation of digital signage content, all located in a centralized equipment rack and distributed over network wiring, Cat5 cables, HDMI cables as well, but certainly Cat5 cabling, Cat5e, Cat6 is the primary extension cable type in these applications. And it's not just standalone displays anymore. It is video walls. It is multiple projectors with edges being blended to create a dynamic background on the wall, a dynamic wallpaper, if you will, that decorating. It is video enhanced by audio and music. And it is being able to control that AV system and the integration with security and lighting controls and more in a user-friendly way, so that the manager is not the only person who's able to use that control system any longer. Put that GUI, make it user-friendly so that the bar and serving staff is also able to control the system, so that your time for setting up, your customer's time, I should say, the bar restaurant's time for configuring the setup each morning can be reduced to a single button press instead of what used to take upward of 30 minutes to fully configure. Giving that full control, now KeyDigital has all of the experience in delivering that. And that is the picture that must be painted by you, the AV contractor, when proposing this investment to the bar restaurants. How much time will be saved by creating a user-friendly interface to be the in-the-hands interface for the behind-the-scenes technology? So we're going to start by discussing distributed video systems in the bar restaurant. Of course, KeyDigital has lots of experience there, being that this is our background. When you analyze the needs of a bar restaurant, certainly typically your applications are going to have many sources and many displays. And in an application with many sources and many displays, you go to a video matrix system, a video matrix switcher. So a video matrix enables a system with multiple sources to be conveniently located at the head end and in that equipment closet we referred to previously. And to have multiple displays be able to individually select any of those sources at any time and in any configuration. And you'll find that it's not so difficult, in fact, to specify the correct video distributed video system. We actually boil it down to these 4 questions. Sources, how many and what are they? Displays, how many and where are they located? Now, for example, we look at this system design here and we are able to break it into groups of 3s. Perhaps it's 3 on the north end of the restaurant, 3 in the bar area, 3 in a outdoor patio area, and perhaps 3 on the south end of the restaurant. It doesn't have to be broken into symmetrical, even number 3333. You'll find that with the video matrix system, you can do this and have the utmost of flexibility. But you want to figure out at least the furthest distance for the cable runs to the displays. And now, of course, the more information you can have, the better. If you could get the distance from the equipment rack to each and every display, wonderful. You'll be able to certainly you'll be able to optimize your design and find the best cost way of delivering digital video over different distances. But if you can't get each and every distance, you could go with the furthest, because KeyDigital makes different extension methods that can get you anywhere from 40 meters up to 150 meters. So 120 feet up to 500 feet over traditional single cat wire. So sources, displays, distance, and that leads us to resolution, 1080p versus 4K. Certainly there are cost discrepancies when comparing the 1080p equipment that is out there versus the 4K equipment. And I would say that as of airing of this webinar here in early 2018, the current climate for bar and restaurant is one that really requires 1080p only. not 4K. However, KeyDigital is a company with a full assortment of 1080p and 4K products. And of course, the webinar being what it is and wanting to keep it somewhat brief, we're not able to discuss all of those with you, but we're certainly happy to help put together your system. If you can provide us those 4 sources, you go to our system design group. We'll show you more information about that. And we'll put together your distributed video system for you. Beginning with the first method of creating a distributed video system. Method 1 for creating a distributed video system is using a traditional HDMI HD-based system, where you're using traditional X by X video matrices like 4x4, 8x8, 16x16. Now, KeyDigital doesn't currently have matrices that are at 16x16. 8x8 is our largest, and that's because so much of the industry has gone to video over IP when going greater than 8x8. We find it to be more cost effective to do it that way, but certainly with HDMI HD-based T, there are benefits if your system fits in that 8x8 matrix, or perhaps you wanted to design, you have greater than 8 displays, but you want to use distribution amplifiers, splitters if you will, some design considerations, where you could end up with multiple displays viewing the same thing at the same time. But a big benefit is that you can do this without any compression whatsoever. When doing an HDMI HD-based T matrix E, there will be no latency as well. And the cost is typically more competitive with 8x8 and lower, but more expensive beyond 8x8. So we take a look at what is a relatively new product in KeyDigital's HDMI HD-based T product assortment. This is KD Pro 8x8D. This is a full kit, including the matrix as you see here, front and back, including 6 of the standard range extenders and 2 of the long range extenders. So wow, look at this. There's actually a typo in this presentation, off to inform our marketing department, because this was just an image straight from our website. So give me one moment. I'm going to pause the screen and we're going to fix this right up so that there's no confusion. Because as you see here, the 2 of the extenders included are the X88SH RX, which stands for short range extender, and 6 of the short range extenders, the smaller box, and 2 of the long range extenders. Give me just one moment as we wrap that up here, this update to the slide. Save everyone some confusion later, hopefully, by doing this. So thanks for your patience. Okay, there we go. There we are. So 6 of the X88SHRX and 2 of the X88LGRX. What's the difference between the 2? Well, they're all included in the box. They are all powered over HD-based T, so that means there's 2 power connections on the matrix, 1 for the matrix, 1 for all 8 of the receive units. So those are 2 great benefits. But the distance, the SH, the short range, if you will, or standard range, is capable of sending 4K at up to 70 meters, 1080p at up to 100 meters, so that's 210 and 300 feet, 4K and 1080p respectively. And the LG, the long range extenders, are capable of going 100 meters 1080p, 150 meters excuse me, 100 meters 4K, 150 meters 1080p, so 300 and 500 feet, respectively. Great benefit to this system is that there is an output audio de-embedding. So if I take a step back there, you see each of the 8 outputs has analog and digital audio de-embedding, HDMI and HD-Base-T, which are both simultaneously active. So this could be actually used, this 8x8 matrix, in a system with up to 16 displays. If you and your client are okay with mirroring displays, you are certainly able to do so with this part. Many bar restaurant applications actually deployed doing that with this product and their predecessors. And there is a compass control master controller built in. Huge benefit. You need to program the iPad, but you don't need any additional external control hardware when we use that. And the product is also app ready, which means there is a pre-built GUI for control that is able to control the system, including the audio DSP features like volume control and muting controls, in addition to the switching. All over the KeyDigital app, free download from the App Store. So that's one way to do it with HDMI and HD-Base-T extenders native built in. How about smaller systems where you have 4x4, 8x8, or even lower budget systems, and you also would like to have some of the benefits of the previous Pro 8x8D, the audio de-embed certainly, 4K support certainly, and with HDMI ins and outs as the connector type here for video. If you have many displays within short distance, you're able to go to those displays with just long HDMI cables. We do that here at KeyDigital, up to 75 feet long, in fact, sending 4K and 1080p. Or surround the matrix with HD-Base-T transmit and receive sets to find the best cost system, to create the best cost system, and to create a system that is more flexible and more customized for that application. 4x4, 8x8 CSA can also be controlled through the KeyDigital app because you see it has the IP controllability. So here's an application where we did just that, surrounded it with only 5 out of 8 extender sets, and we're using KeyDigital's Compass control system. Of course, any third-party control system can be used as well, so we have open API. But here's KeyDigital's Compass control, which means we do need an external master controller, since these units do not have KeyDigital's Compass control built in. But again, you could build a great price system using these various components from our product line, and that's something that people have come to rely on us for here at KeyDigital, is offering that full circle AV system, which is why we also have products from method number 2 here, HD over IP. HD over IP, is a relatively newer method of creating distributed video systems. You're able to create a full video matrix. Any source can be viewed at any time on any display and in any configuration, just like with an HDMI HD-Base-T system. And it's more modular in the sense that each video source uses its own transmitter or encoder, and each video display uses its own decoder or receiver. So if we look at this system design here, we have 4 video sources, and we have what looks like 60 displays. So you would buy 4 transmitters and 60 receivers, 4 encoders, 60 decoders, depending on how you use the terminology. And in the middle of this system is a managed network switch. So we used network equipment as the video distribution router, if you will. Now the setback to this is that you are now looking at a compressed video signal. However, it is very negligible, thus the proliferation of this technology. But because it is over the network, there is latency as well. Now, the compression method varies from product to product. KeyDigital actually makes two video over IP systems. Our 1080p system, which we'll spotlight here in this webinar, uses H.264 technology, and our 4K system uses Motion JPEG 2000, which is much less compression applied because it is 4K video. But it is extremely flexible, not the cookie cutter as in the traditional HDMI, HD-based realm of 4x4, 8x8, 16x16. And so because of that, you don't have to buy 16x16. You could buy, say, 4x16, and it can become a much more competitive way of building that system. So here is our KD IP1080TX transmitter encoders and KD IP1080RX, very simplistic system. HDMI in and HDMI out. The transmitter does have a pass-through for local monitoring, but these units purchased a la carte allow you to build a completely flexible, expandable video over IP system with our Enterprise AV HD over IP. And it works with just about any IGMP network switch, but I will say you should go to our website to look at the available network switches, supported network switches. And in fact, I have the document open here because I happen to be editing this document now, as we've just added PackEdge to our technology partners list. So over on KeyDigital.com, in fact, we'll jump over there. At KeyDigital.com, you can go to the bottom right corner and type in the product, the model number you're looking for, or you could use our different product guides, product trees to see the products by category if you don't know the specific model names. And we go to downloads and specifications, and here we have verified network switches. And you could jump right into the brand. For example, here's Linksys, which certainly I have familiarity with. They've done a great job in making a high quality product. And we see here, this is exactly how you set it up. So this is one of the benefits of our system. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages for Linksys. And certainly that's about the average. 8-page guide, mostly pictures, of how to configure this network switch to support our system. And you compare that to some of the competition that is out there doing video over IP, and perhaps only doing video over IP, so they don't really have the full breadth of the full circle connectivity like we do here at KeyDigital. And so they've only got 1 or 2 different network switches that they're supporting. And they're using wizards which will auto-build auto-configure the network switch, which certainly sounds desirable, except for we all recall the paperclip wizard and some of the old Microsoft softwares and how pleasant that was to deal with. Of course, I'm joking. And so our stance here at KeyDigital is more about educating you, the integrator, on how to configure the network switch. I'm giving you all the information easily accessible, as you see from our website there. It only took a few clicks to get that. And another benefit of our video over IP system is that because we are a hardware and a software company, we have this video over IP product, and we have external hardware that you could use as an IR, RS-232, or TCP/IP control gateway from any third-party control system to control the Enterprise AV video over IP system that we're showing you here. And in fact, because we are hardware and a software company, our engineers were able to make it so that this control gateway, which is the model CX800 that you see pictured and listed on the left, but you're able to we allow you to use the same control commands, the same control protocol that you, the AV contractors, have been using for the last 10 years with our products. So there's you don't even have to reprogram the system if you're doing an upgrade. And certainly if you've used KeyDigital drivers in the past, you could use those same drivers. So it's very simple. You add one encoder per source, one transmitter per source, one receiver per display. You add one control gateway at minimum, and just depending on if you're using third-party control system or if you're using Compass control, you could use as many of these control expansion CX800s as you'd like. And we have a PC software tool. And I'll hop right over here back to our website called the KeyDigital Wizard, which is where we set up the system, applying IP addresses, friendly names, and building the virtual matrix file so that it can be act all as one, even though you start with all of these individual components. And you could build a fully flexible video over IP system that way. Now, if you'd like to know more information about our video over IP products, again, on KeyDigital.com, I'm just going to hit this home button. We do have another system here that supports 4K as well as video wall inside that we didn't really spotlight here in this webinar because bar restaurants typically don't have the budget for these really powerful 4K supported systems. As I mentioned, the climate for bar restaurant right now is more 1080p focused, but we do have that as well, and we're happy to give you more information on that. But speaking of video walls, you can use our video wall processors individually or along with our video distribution systems, HDMI, HDBaseT, or video over IP. And we talked about our video wall processors. One type is actually what's called a multi-view. So instead of a video wall where you have a single image across multiple displays, how about displays in the bar restaurant that are large displays that would like to show multiple sources on a single display, as you see in this picture here, having 4 sporting events going on one screen. That is a multi-viewer. We find that to be a really nice option for bar restaurants that really just want to have all sorts of options for viewing for their clients to build that atmosphere for them, make sure they have a great experience, or even for smaller bar restaurants that want to be able to show more than one event but don't really have that many screens up, or maybe only have a single projector screen. You could basically build a large video wall with this multi-viewer. You could have a single source, you could have the 4 sources showing in equal size quadrants, or you could have a large primary image with 3 secondary images, bottom, top, left, or right. It's a very flexible product. As compared with the video wall processor, where you have a single image across multiple displays. Our video wall processor is 4x4, so we even allow you to have 4 displays showing 4 individual sources. And we compare these products there, top and bottom. The video wall processor not only has the traditional 2x2 matrix, but 8 different video wall modes, 2x2 video wall I should say, but 8 total video wall modes in addition to just being a standard 4x4 matrix. It is actually seamless switching. The multi-view there, you see the top, bottom, left, and right smaller images I was referring to, also a seamless switch. So those 2 models, sorry, let me take a step back here to make sure you got this information. Those 2 models, KD VW 4x4 Pro and KD MLV 4x2 Pro, very, very popular products from us, and just another way that we have the full circle video system, all the categories you need here at KeyDigital. So let's move forward now to the audio and music needs of bar restaurant applications. When it comes to audio distribution and matrixing, just like a video distribution matrixing system, bar restaurant, we find that a matrix is a perfect fit. And we have an audio matrix here at KeyDigital now. It's a relatively newer product, but it's really a third generation product for us. We've previously had audio matrices. And this is the best yet, of course, as they get better and better, generation by generation. This is KD MAX 8x8 Pro. It's a 16x8 multiplexer, so as you have 8 inputs, each with an analog and a digital input, you can actually, any output can select any of those 16 possible inputs totally individually. So that makes for a nice bonus, because it can do all of the analog to digital or digital to analog conversions you might need. There's volume control as well. There's lip sync delay to ensure that the audio in the ceiling speakers or in the speakers throughout the bar restaurant are in sync with displays if they are wanting to listen to one of the video sources. So it is really the perfect combination, the perfect complement for the KeyDigital video distribution, because in a bar restaurant, you don't necessarily need a mixer. You don't need to be listening to the sports game plus a mix of an audio source like a music player. You might want to listen to music or you might want to listen to the video source, but you don't typically need a mix. So that's where matrixing becomes very popular. And you can actually stack these units to create systems larger than 8x8. For information on that, you'll want to contact your KeyDigital sales representative. And these products are also app ready. As you see, they are IP controllable, and just about all of our current lineup with IP control is app ready. And just like the Pro 8x8D, you have a small USB micro that's on the face of the unit, so you could install it in the rack and configure. And it's wow, very, very nice product here, this MAX 8x8. But sometimes you may need some more custom audio needs, and so there are some very advanced products out there, full audio DSPs, and we've partnered with those companies: Ashley, Biamp, Bose, Professional, DBX by Harman, Symmetrics. Love working with those products. And as you see, we have multiple partners that allow you to choose the right product you're comfortable with, familiar with, the right products you have access with through your KeyDigital distributors. But even to be able to build the best system on budgetary needs. And so we're referencing these partners, we're promoting our partners here in this webinar, because we do have not only our video systems and video products, but we also have our control system. So you're going to want to work with the Compass Alliance partner, because we have full bidirectional drivers for all of these products. And these drivers are also located on our website. So I'm going to return to the home page here at keydigital.com. I go to Compass Control Pro dropdown, and if I take a look at this bidirectional modules listing, we can see various products. AMC is another audio product. So we got audio, we got thermostat, here's Ashley, more audio. And if we take a look at the Bose Control Space, very popular DSP, you could see the user interface screens on tablets. And these are the module views. So this is certainly what it would look like if you have a module, very clean. Here's your input levels, phantom powering or not for microphone inputs. Here's your output levels, okay? Here's audio DSP mixer board. So this is what it looks like in the module, very advanced, but you can also just use a simple volume slider and a custom interface with Compass Control as well. So for all of that, you go to Compass Control and the bidirectional modules listing to see these in action. Or another thing you might want to take a look at in action is how our modules, bidirectional modules, look with various music streaming devices that are out there. We have full bidirectional metadata with these devices and more, where you could choose different stations. You could have your favorites. You could stream from Pandora. It's all according to the capabilities of the device you're using. Denon HEOS, for example, we show here. Bose, just speaking of Bose again, the Bose Sound Touch, very, very popular as well. Russ Sound makes a plethora of really, really excellent streaming audio products. And if I want to see what those look like in action, I'll just go ahead and go to the Denon HEOS, for example, YouTube video. We'll get this going a little louder here so you can see what this is like.
Wireless speaker system. We actually have the HEOS 3 right over here. We're going to be using our Compass Control app to control, and we're going to be using our master controller, the MC1000, right over here. And as you can see right on the screen, we have a full GUI for this HEO player. You can see that we have album art on the left side, and we have a full database on the right side. The first drop-down menu is where you can select your player. You can see that we have the Office player selected right now, and that's because it's only one player on the network. If you were to connect more players, it would auto-populate in that field. On the right side, we actually have the sources, so you can see that we can pick music from Deezer, iHeartRadio, Napster, Pandora, Rhapsody, XM Radio, TuneIn, and much, much more. So let's just do a few selections over here. Let's just go into the Pandora station. We'll sort it by A to Z. And as it populates, you can see that you have all your favorite radio stations from your Pandora station. Let's just do a little bit of Incubus Radio. We have audio controls where you can turn up the volume just using your finger on the slider. We have muting controls. We have playback as pause, play, next, thumbs up, and thumbs down. Let's just go over to another station and just go to iHeartRadio. You can select from your favorite radio stations over here. And let's just say we're going to go over to Z100, which is a radio station. And you can see that all the album art on the left side just changes to anything that you're listening to at that time. And if you have any auxiliary inputs, you can actually select them just right down here by going over to Office, Auxiliary Input, Play Now. And it'll automatically start playing from that auxiliary input. But you don't. And that concludes today's bidirectional driver update. This is HEOS by Denon with Compass Control.
Thank you very much, Tom. Tom of our module development team. Worked hard on that module. And we've heard nothing but great feedback from Denon on how superior our bidirectional module is when compared to some of the other options that are out there. So certainly one of many reasons to go with KeyDigital and our Compass control system. Excuse me. So let's touch base on the needs analysis for your bar restaurant applications. I mean, you're delivering all of this technology to them. It's all so capable. But that technology is better out of sight, out of mind. It's better to be hidden from the bar patrons, from the bar server staff and bartending staff, restaurant serving staff and management. It's better to just be all packaged in an iPad that can be mounted on the wall or be portable, or one of many iPads of the system. And that's why KeyDigital's Compass Control just creates such a powerful option for controlling this. You're sticking with a company who has all of this experience and all these products that are perfect fit. So from beginning to end, full circle provider, solutions provider here at KeyDigital. video distribution, video wall processing, audio matrixing, and now the control system. And because KeyDigital's compass control can be programmed in the drag and drop method, as we've discussed and depicted, here's a look at a custom interface. And this is actually the restaurant that is installed in the system. We have KeyDigital matrixing there plus compass control, and they're using symmetrics there as well. This is Printer's Alley. This is a Nashville, downtown Nashville themed restaurant here in Times Square. So the ownership group from Printer's Alley in Nashville went and opened this up here. Full custom GUI allows you not only control the displays, video sources, video matrixing, the audio. You can put everything together in a proper control system. You can control any device that speaks IR, RS-232, or TCP/IP with Compass Control. So Compass Control Professional is launching a new look and feel for drag and drop programming. That's what you're looking at here. And one of those applications that we considered when designing, when in the development stages of this new GUI and drag and drop programming method was bar and restaurant. We're very happy. We know it's going to be a perfect fit for that. Presentation solutions like conference room, classroom, digital signage applications, and bar and restaurant, all in one place. So that's going to be something that you could sign up for if you'd like to learn more about how to program Compass Control. Again, here at KeyDigital.com, you could actually go to Technical and Trainings to register for our next in-house training class. It's coming up a month from now, March 20th through 23rd. Or you could begin your online training by going to the login button in the top right of our website and clicking here to create a profile. Once you have a profile, you can log in and you can begin your training. C1, C1 plus, C2, C3, and you see the description of each of those trainings, all for our compass control system. Showed you some of the audio DSPs that we've partnered with, audio companies I should say, the manufacturers of DSP, but it's not just audio and video with compass control. There's also lighting, security, thermostat, climate control, and more. We partner with all of the leading manufacturers in the industry to, again, ensure you're able to work with the gear that you are already knowledgeable about and the gear that fits your budgetary requirements. And not only do we have our compass control system here at KeyDigital, Compass Control has been out for over 6 years and it taught us a huge amount about user experience. And one thing that users want is a clean interface. Maybe you don't need the complexities of a professional control system, or maybe they don't have the budget for that yet. So for that, we have our KeyDigital app. I alluded to this earlier in the presentation. It is a free app for iOS devices. It will scan the network and find all of your KeyDigital ready, app ready devices and systems. Video over IP, video wall processors, HDMI, HD-based matrices, the audio matrix, and more are all app ready at this time. You could create presets for controlling these systems as well that even include things like storing the values for volume levels and muting levels on the audio matrix when you, if you create a preset for, say, turn on and turn off or open and close mode. Imagine being able to do that and being fully confident that the volume levels will be nice and low when you turn on the audio system, so you don't have to worry about blowing up any amplifiers. So that's another option for controlling KeyDigital devices and just a pre-built user-friendly interface there. And if you like that, all these products now from KeyDigital also offer this in a PC control interface as well. So this is the perfect gateway to a professional control system. They're going to love this, and the next thing they're going to say is, "Hey, I'd like to do more than just control the volume and the switching. I'd like to actually turn on and off the televisions, control the cable box, sat box channels," and that's when a professional control system such as KeyDigital's Compass Control can be sold. So it's a great way to get them started. And how do you get started? Well, remember those questions from earlier. All you have to do on your AV walkthroughs for your bar restaurant customers is just collect the information to these 5 questions. Earlier is 4 questions because we're just talking about video systems, but now we're talking about control as well. What are the sources and how many? How many displays total, and what's the furthest distance to the display? 1080p or 4K resolution and control. Is it going to be KeyDigital's Compass Control? If not, that's fine. If it is, please let us know what else you'd like to control. And we'll recommend products and brands from our Compass Alliance partners to make sure it's as close to plug and play as possible. You send that information over to sdg@keydigital.com or go to our web page where we have the questionnaire. Again, here from keydigital.com, I go to Technical System Design Group. Looks familiar, doesn't it? And here's our questionnaire that you could fill out and send over to us. Fill that information out, send it over to us, and within 2 business days, typically, we're able to return a completed system design your way. That's not the most complicated thing in the world. It's more of a Visio-style drawing as opposed to a CAD-style drawing. Where if we take a look at this system, this was a system with 8 DirecTV boxes. These are the sources, right? A computer, an IP camera, karaoke system, digital signage computer, and an auxiliary input. And there were 18 standalone displays plus a 2x2 video wall. So that's questions 1 and 2, isn't it? They needed 1080p only. So we went with our IP 1080 system. And the distances they must have told us, and so must have been within the realm of all these products we specified here. And they wanted to control it from our Compass control system, so we can control the DirecTV boxes over IR or TCP/IP. Certainly, we could power on and off the displays as well, all very easily from our Compass control system. And page 2 gives you the models and quantities of each KeyDigital product, so that you're able to have a successful proposal with your client and then hand over page 2 to your KeyDigital distributor and sales rep and say, "Hey, here's my purchase order. Had a successful proposal and we're ready to move forward." It's a very high success rate with the system design group involved. So again, please email that information over to sdg@keydigital.com. for your free system design. So without further ado, I'd like to just take a moment and pick your brain. I've been here talking for the necessary time. Time for me to listen. What are the questions you have? Please don't be shy. If it's on your brain, it might be on someone else's brain as well. Please use the GoToMeetings panel on your screen to submit those questions, or you can submit them over via email later in the day here. If you don't have a question at this time, we'll give you that email address later in the day, but as we wrap up. But for right now, I'd like to turn the floor over to you. Please submit your questions. We'll give a minute or 2 to do that. And again, don't be shy. If it's on your brain, it's on someone else's as well. Please don't hold back. Well, folks, believe it or not, there are no questions. Hopefully that means I did a good job of answering everything throughout the presentation. However, I would like to turn your attention to our YouTube channel, and in fact, teach you how to get there from KeyDigital.com, because one of the number one questions is always, is this webinar going to be available for viewing later? And the answer is always yes. As long as we don't have any kind of problems rendering this video. You go to KeyDigital.com and you'll see the YouTube icon across the top there. And it'll take you directly to KeyDigital channel. Let's go ahead and mute that. And in here we have all of the latest videos posted, including product introductions to the, here's a Pro 8x8D product video, for example. Or our audio matrix. If you missed anything at trade shows, you could get right caught up with us. Here's our amplifier, our small Class D amplifier for conference rooms. Here's case studies as well. Customer testimonials. And we even have our webinars listed in here as well. So you'll want to check out our YouTube channel just by going to KeyDigital.com and again using the YouTube icon there. Bring it right in, and you'll be able to view this webinar, share it with your colleagues that might have missed out on today's presentation. And if you have any questions, please send them over to our tech support team if you think of them later in the day, or if it's a question about where to purchase. You could reach out to our sales team if you are international. We do have offices and warehousing in Oslo, Norway, and offices and sales staff in New Delhi, India. All that information is on our website as well. So if you're not able to jot this all down here in the next few seconds, fret not. You go to our website and you'll see where to contact us. And with that said, just wanted to leave you all with a final thought as we conclude today's session. Because as you see, we certainly have the full circle video connectivity options, video connectivity solution, but also now audio control as well. It's such a powerful product line. There's always someone out there, some product out there that's going to be cheaper. But you don't want to go out there and sell your client component video anymore. Okay, so make sure you come to us. If we need to value engineer things, we're willing to do that for you. Make sure you come to KeyDigital. Use our system design group. Get that factory stamp of approval for what you need and what your client requires, and deliver to them a superior system so they can deliver to their clients a superior experience. Thanks so much for being here today. We hope you have a lovely rest of your day.